President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has arrived in Malabo, the capital of Equatorial Guinea, for a three-day official visit. President Tinubu, who arrived at the presidential wing of the Malabo International Airport at about 2:07 p.m., was received by the Prime Minister of the country, Manuela Rokho-Bote, on arrival. President Tinubu's visit is on the invitation of his Equatorial Guinean counterpart, President Teodoro Mbasogo. On arrival at the airport, Tinubu received a brief welcome ceremony, after which he headed to the presidential palace, known as People's Palace Court. At the People's Court, there will be a brief ceremony followed by a family photo, a military parade, after which he will hold a private meeting with the president. The private meeting between the two presidents will be followed by signing of bilateral agreement focusing on various areas including oil and gas, security and others. President Tinubu will later sign a historic visitors book, after which a press statement will be made available, then a dinner to close the day. Among those accompanying President Tinubu are the Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tugar, Defense Abubakar Badaru, and Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Ekekpike Ekpo, Interior Olubumi Tunjojo, and others. In response to the voices and concerns of the people, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has withdrawn the Counter-Subversion Bill and other related draft legislation. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Kirshi, said the decision follows the Speaker's extensive consultations with a broad range of stakeholders and a careful consideration of the nation's current circumstances. He said Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, a champion of the people's interest, has always prioritized listening to the citizens and fostering unity, and his decision reflects his commitment to ensuring that the House remains truly the people's house. He acknowledged the significance of the concerns raised and the attention the bill has garnered, reaffirming that he will never support any action that might disrupt the peace and unity of the nation. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives Committee on Basic Examination Bodies has ordered the West African Examination Council (WAEC) to explain a 6 billion naira deficit incurred in 2023, despite generating 34 billion naira in revenue. The committee, led by Honorable Oboku Opoji, gave WAEC a one-week ultimatum to submit all bank statements from 2018 to 2023. Correspondent Nabuchi Nabuchi sent in this report.
An investigative hearing conducted by the House Committee over the 6 billion naira deficit the Council incurred in 2023 reached its resolutions in Abuja. Key demands made by the committee include explanation for the 6 billion naira deficit, bank statements from 2018 to 2023, evidence of expenditures leading to the deficit, correspondence related to the purchase of customized calculators, approval for the 5 billion naira loan, evidence of due process followed for contract awards, payment, vouchers and bank records, submission of accounts to the Auditor General of the Federation from 2018 to 2023, profile of the external auditor and engagement letters for the past 3 years. The committee also questioned WAEC's approval of a 5 billion naira loan for customized calculators, citing that even a ministerial board cannot approve such an amount.
Cash book, is cash book qualified to be called a statement of account? A cash book is an edited statement. A bank statement is unedited. So we requested, and you recall that when you submit this cash book, our committee clerk called you and told you that this is a cash book, and there is difference between cash book and a statement of account. Yeah, bank statement. There is difference between cash book and statement of account.
Come on, you said you have never appeared for the National Assembly for your budget to approve. So every expenses you have made, Mr. Chairman, sir, you should make this point, has to be refunded because you cannot spend what the National Assembly has not appropriated to you.
But if you choose to mislead us, we always find a way to get back to the right path. I am sure that you are also aware that there is a Freedom of Information Act. So no matter what you want to tell us, no matter what you want to do, this House, as represented by this committee.
The committee also queried the payment of 50% of the contract sum for the Taraba State Office construction project worth 552 million naira, allegedly breaching financial regulations. WAEC's head Josiah Dangat pleaded for more time to present the required documents, citing the need to gather information. The committee chairman emphasized that the inquiry is not a witch hunt, but a constitutional obligation to ensure accountability and transparency.
Okay, you recall that again on the 23rd July 2024, in a view of the what WAEC received in 2023, the revenue you generated 33.3 billion naira, right? And you spend 40 billion naira.
In just this one way, sir, if we will have a letter detailing specifics, because you see, like I told you, if we need a bank statement, let the request be in bank statement. And if it comes that way, like I informed you, I'm under authority, I will follow the protocol, and I will plead that you give us 2 weeks so that we will get the necessary approvals and revert back with the request.
Ahead of the governorship election in Edo and Ondo State, the Office of the National Security Advisor has warned that any attempts to undermine, interfere or disrupt the peaceful conduct of the polls will be viewed as an attack on democracy. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, gave the warning while addressing journalists at the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security meeting held at the INEC headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday. Correspondent in Nabuchi, Clean Nabuchi, sent in this report.
Nuhu Ribadu, who was represented by the Director of Internal Security in the office of the NSA, Azan Abdullahi, assured that all agencies are prepared to ensure safety and security in line with President Bola Tinubu's directive to hold credible elections. He also urged the voters in the two states to remain vigilant and promptly report any suspicious activities or threat to the authorities to help prevent attempts to undermine the peaceful conduct of the election.
Those planning to disrupt the election should not mistake the current administration's commitment to peace for weakness. We will defend the integrity of the polls using every lawful means at our disposal. And anyone attempting to disrupt the conduct of the elections will face the full wrath of the law. Law enforcement agencies are on high alert and ready to swiftly and decisively deal with anyone trying to undermine the polls. To the voters in Edo State and Ondo as well.
Speaking earlier, Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, emphasized the critical role security personnel play in ensuring peaceful, transparent and credible elections, urging security agencies to heighten their vigilance to dealing with potential threat to the peaceful conduct of the elections.
Political parties, candidates and their supporters to maintain the peace as we approach the election day and beyond. Party and campaign spokespersons should tone down their negative rhetoric. For the security agencies, this is the time to be more vigilant. You should leave no stone unturned in dealing with any real or potential threat to the conduct of peaceful and transparent elections.
The INEC chairman affirmed notable increase in registered voters, with Edo State now boasting 2,629,025 voters, a 4.9% increase from the 2023 general elections, while Ondo State has 2,053,061 registered voters, a 3.0% increase, with 17 political parties fielding 34 governorship candidates and their running mates in each state.
You're still on to Galaxy News. We'll quickly go on a break and we'll return. The news continues. To stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 018-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. The Port Harcourt Refining Company, a refinery under the management of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in Rivers State, has again failed to commence operations after about 6 postponements. It was observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC about the refinery have continued to witness multiple failures. Since December 2023, NNPC, which is in charge of all the government refineries, has given Nigerians different dates, assuring citizens that the refinery will begin the sale of refined products soon. In July, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC, Mele Kyari, stated categorically that the refinery would come into operation in early August. The same Kyari said in 2019 that the NNPC would deliver all the country's 4 refineries before the end of former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. While appearing before the Senate recently in July, Kyari boasted that he can confirm that the chairman, before the end of the year, the country will be a net exporter of petroleum products. The National Association of Resident Doctors has called on the federal government, Kaduna State government and security agencies to avert the needless crisis in the health sector and to ensure the prompt release of Dr. Ganiat, who was abducted on the 27th of December 2023. Dr. Popola Ganiat, who is a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology, National Eye Center, Kaduna, alongside her husband, a military officer, and nephew, were kidnapped on the said date without any information from the abductors. The incident was set to occur at about 1 a.m. on Wednesday, 27th December 2023, at the staff quarters of the National Eye Center, Kaduna, with the assailant abducting and ferrying all 3 victims with little hindrance. NAD's National President, Dr. Dele Abdullahi, who made the call while addressing journalists in Abuja on Wednesday, disclosed that the association will embark on an industrial action on the 26th of August if Dr. Ganiat is not released.
Appreciate the effort of all well-meaning Nigerians, major stakeholders and security agents that have assisted in different ways to ensure the release of our DMM colleague. I want to use this opportunity to call on the federal government, the Kaduna State government, and all security agencies and major stakeholders to avert this needless crisis in the health sector and to ensure the prompt release of our dear colleague, Dr. Popola Ganiat.
Dr. Abdullahi stated that the last interaction with Dr. Ganiat shows that she's been kept in inhumane condition that has resulted in deterioration of her physical and mental health.
Security agents, the state government, the federal government, the Kaduna state government, and all major stakeholders to ensure the prompt and unconditional release of Dr. Popoola Ganiat. This press conference will be heralding the Free Dr. Popoola protest march, which shall take place in all tertiary hospitals across the nation. The association will be embarking on an industrial action on the 26th of August if Dr. Popoola is not free by death.
The Association of Resident Doctors in Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Aro, Abeokuta, have called on the federal government to help bring back a kidnapped colleague with her nephew held in captivity for over 7 months. The doctors demanded that the abducted Dr. Ganiat Popoola should be released from captivity without any issues. Speaking to newsmen shortly after a peaceful demonstration, President of the Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Abdulgafar Kolade, blamed the sad occurrence on the insecurity challenge in the country. It disclosed that they had not found Dr. Ganiat's whereabouts since 7 months ago, and all efforts proved abortive, saying that the government at all levels should swing into action to ensure that she gains her freedom.
And the countless lives she has touched through our work. Our continued absence is a severe loss to the patients who rely on our expertise, to colleagues who value our professionalism, and to the nation at large which benefits from our service. Dr. Popoola and her nephew must be enduring unimaginable psychological trauma in continued captivity, which is a stark reminder of the ongoing insecurity in our nation, as spares neither the young nor the old.
Women in Akoko Southwest local government area of Ondo State have protested the incessant kidnapping and killings by suspected herdsmen in the area. The protest came barely 24 hours after the killing of a 34-year-old farmer, Sunday Ayeni, in the Ubaka Oka Akoko by suspected herdsmen. The Irate women, who were half-naked and without head ties, stormed the palace of the Oba during a security meeting to express their grievances. Decked in various attires and chanting war songs, the women decried the atrocities of the herdsmen in the area, condemning the ugly incident and demanding justice for the victim and putting an end to herdsmen attacks in the area. According to the women, the suspected herdsmen raped some of the women on their farmlands and also destroyed their crops. They vowed not to tolerate continued harassment, torture and kidnapping for ransom by herdsmen in the area. Speaking on behalf of the protesting women, Abigail Ojo, while narrating the ordeal, said they had practically abandoned their farms. Governor Obasani held a meeting with the father of Ismail Mohammed, the teenager who was killed when troops of the Nigerian army mobilized to disperse a mob in Samaru area of Sabon Gari local government during the last protest, where he assured him of justice for his slain child. The father, Mohammed Hussein, expressed appreciation to the state government for sending a high-powered delegation to condole with him in his Samaru residence and the assurance of a full and speedy investigation into the killing of his son. The governor also expressed his profound gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his concern, sympathy and assurances that justice will be done in the matter as soon as possible. Three suspected kidnappers believed to be behind major kidnap cases in Sapele and Ughelli Council areas of the state have been arrested by the Delta State Police Command, as a fourth suspect died on the way to the hospital from a gunshot wound. This is according to a statement by the State Police Command spokesperson Edafe Bright, made available to our correspondent, saying the suspects were apprehended after collecting a ransom of over 5 million naira from the families of a kidnapped victim that was later released. According to the police, the victim, after regaining freedom, reported to the police command, and the police commissioner, CP Olufemi Abaniwanda, directed his special squad to investigate and arrest the perpetrators. The directive was said to have paid off as 3 of the suspects were arrested in different locations around Sapele town, while the 4th suspect, named Joel Ochoku, was injured during a gun duel sustained when he led the police to other members of his gang in Ewu community of Ugeli South. And now we'll move over to the foreign desk for more news.
This is news from the international scene. A state of emergency has been declared in the Russian border region of Belgorod following attacks by Ukrainian forces. Belgorod's governor Yashevslak Gladkov said the situation was extremely difficult due to daily shelling in the region. It follows Ukraine's surprise cross-border attack in the Russian Kursk region last week, leading to mass evacuations and a state of emergency being declared there by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Governor Gladkov said he would be appealing to government to declare an emergency at the federal level like in Kursk. On Wednesday, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky claimed troops have advanced 1 to 2 kilometers further into Kursk since the start of the day, but Moscow claims it has stopped Ukrainian forces from advancing further into the region. Ukraine's foreign ministry spokesman has said Kyiv is not interested in taking over Russian territory. President Putin claimed that Ukraine has refused Russia's proposal to return to a peaceful settlement plan.
And that's all we have on Galaxy News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwa Gimazaka. Do join us by 9 p.m. for more news. As for now, goodbye.